Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV, where we are once again joined by the amazing Chris Horne from Amscan. Chris, thank you for being here once again.
My pleasure.
And today, we've done a few things, a few BMTV balloon basics to show you some of Chris's techniques. So we're going to be doing a couple of things. We're going to save time by not showing every single little thing, but doing a couple of designs, a couple of Chris Horne originals, if you will. So, Chris, over to you.
Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to use a couple of techniques, put together a centerpiece of which is very basic, a couple of orbs and a double bubble.
Okay.
But I want to add a couple of extra little twists to make it a bit more special.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to use a colour that is relatively new to the market as well, which I think is absolutely fantastic, which is called greige.
I know, it's wonderful, isn't it? It's a really strange colour.
It is a strange colour.
It does look like it's a colour that I've not seen before. It's Sempertex, isn't it?
It is. I think my grandma used to refer to this as taupe.
Okay.
But
all right.
Yeah, it's called greige because it's a kind of a combination between grey and beige, I think.
Yeah.
But it happens to go exceptionally well with rose gold.
Yeah.
And rose gold being as hot as it is, people sometimes do struggle as to what to put with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I found it goes ever so well with mint greens and Caribbean blues.
Yeah.
Burgundy works well, but actually the greige looks stunning. So I thought we'd put those two together.
Rose gold is not dying in any way, is it?
No way. I think we've got it for quite a while,
Yeah.
which is great because it happens to be a colour that I do actually like.
Yeah.
Old enough to remember the 80s when peach was there. I didn't like peach. Got really fed up with it very quickly, but rose gold is good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a really simple base to put it all on to begin with two clusters of 4. One of them inflated to about 4.5 inches or so. Mm-hmm. I don't care as long as it's about the right size, and they're all the same size in this case. Then that's fine. It's about 4.5, I think.
Do you use sizes, or do you just do it all?
I do use sizes if I've got multiples to do.
Okay.
If I'm only doing one, I think I can guess it well enough. But yeah, if I was doing 5 of them, I would definitely use a sizer.
Okay.
These are around about 3.5, a little bit shorter. Again, twist it together, and I'm going to really simply sit one on top of the other like that. I'm going to take the neck of this, just wrap it around, and that holds the whole thing together, and it's really fast and easy to do.
Yep, simple.
And then that's going to tuck in the middle there. So that gives us
So have you attached
the
that?
weight. Just pushed it in.
Alright, so it's
Literally just shoved it in between the balloons.
And the balloons coming together will hold it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're a little bit nervous about it, twist a couple round to lock it in place, but it really isn't that necessary. A few random bits now. So that's what's going to sit at the bottom and hold it all down. Ever so basic, ever so quick, and very reasonably priced.
Yes.
Obviously, we don't use the word cheap, do we? But yeah. This is the orb that I'm going to use, and you'll need to refer to one of the balloon basics there, but we've basically stuffed an orb inside a 15-inch printed clear, which gives us all sorts of scope and options for putting prints onto the solid colour orbs, and it's very exciting. It's great fun.
It is. It's a very impressive technique. When you showed us that the other day, it was absolutely, I think that's going to go crazy.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. So under that will be another cluster of the 5-inch balloons inflated again to about 3.5, and I'm going to sit it on there and use the ribbon just to hold it in place, because I've rolled the neck up really small and I haven't got anything to twist round, so we'll just literally twist that on there like so, using the ribbon to secure it. Then I want to fly the whole thing on tulle rather than on ribbon, so we'll just put this under the table to keep it safe for a minute.
Yeah.
And take some white tulle, and then I'm just going to double it, leave a bit of a tail, zag it backward and forward a couple of times to make a bow, and I'm going to tie that around with some rose gold ribbon just to hold it in place, and then put that underneath the orb. Oh yeah, I have to use my teeth. So far they're still attached to my head, but I have long said that when the teeth fall out, that's when I'm going to have to retire because I need that third hand. It's getting closer and closer. I'm just going to trim the end of this just at an angle so that it's a little more attractive than just a straight cut.
A little fancier.
Yeah, a little fancier like that. And then these two pieces of ribbon will be what attach this to the bottom of the orb. So once again, just twist it in there and use the ribbon to tie it in place. Not pulling it in too tightly, just so that it still looks decent. So we've got a little bit of detail underneath the balloon, like so. Right,
so that ribbon, you're not tying it, you're just
wrapped it around.
It,
yes, that's plenty to hold it in place.
Yeah,
it's a little bit too long, and then I'm going to cut that. Sorry, not going to cut. I'm going to just curl that a little. And then there's one last thing I want to add under here. It's a little detail that I've added to balloons for years, but I just think it makes it a little bit more special. When you've not got an awful lot of stuff in your design, when there's just 2 or 3 balloons, then you want those balloons to be as interesting as possible.
Yeah.
So I like to add what I call little pearls underneath.
Ooh.
Call them pearls because they're worth more money.
Okay.
If you've got a tiny little balloon under a thing, you could charge a certain amount for a balloon.
Yeah.
You can charge a lot more for a pearl.
Yeah.
So if you give it the right name, it becomes much more valuable. So take a 5-inch balloon, inflate it, let it down small, squeeze it so that the air goes right into the top so that the colour's good.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, it'll have a really thick, dark spot on the top. And then I'm just going to tie this around. Yes, thank you. If you can hold that down so it doesn't get caught on, just tie it around the ribbon like so that it will hang underneath.
Yeah.
But that doesn't look so good.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll need to get rid of that. Put your finger and thumb between the knot and the neck, and then pull that really hard so the knot becomes extremely small.
Okay.
And then you can just cut it off.
Oh, look at that.
And it's almost vanished.
Yeah, you can hardly see it.
So hang on to that. Keep it there because I want another one. So glad you're here.
Yeah. So that could be your 4th and 5th hand.
You can.
Yeah.
Yes. So once again, let it down small. Squish it so that the air goes right to the top. Take your ribbon. Tie it around the ribbon. Tighten the knot. And then cut it off. And by adding those underneath, it's just got a bit more detail, it's a bit more interesting, a bit more valuable.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And you don't need so much. So really, the bouquet above that base is going to be 2 of these and a double bubble.
Yeah.
And that's your lot. So it's just 3 balloons, but those 3 balloons are a bit special.
Okay.
So I'll take that, which will be the second one. I think we're going to have to zoom out.
Yeah.
And get this, and then I shall add the double bubble, which is, they're both printed with the same design, so it gives you that 3D effect.
Yeah, yeah, we talked about
which
that,
is really nice.
Yeah.
And then that will go in between. So
Okay.
I'm literally going to add that to that very simple base
Okay.
by twisting the tool through the balloons.
Do you want me to cut it or?
And now we can cut it afterwards.
Okay.
But yeah, just wrap those through, and once you've got it secured, then we can cut it off and play with that.
Okay, cool. I think that one is really sophisticated, I have to say. I really, really like it. So thank you for that. So we're going to do something similar?
Similar but different. Yeah.
Similar but different.
Same kind of core idea of a basic design, but lifted with a few extra bits of, little twiddly bits and a few extra details.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with something that I've done before, which caused a bit of a stir the last time. I'm going to use a Tool Fluffy at the base.
Caused a stir. You sold out of them after we put that out, didn't you?
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Well, it is nice. It's nice when you have an idea that people obviously agree with you about.
Yeah.
But it was a bit of a surprise back in the office when discovered they'd all gone. Oops, they've got them back again now.
If you do want to do what Chris is about to do, you might want to get these in soon. You can get them at balloonmarket.co.uk in case you weren't too sure.
Sure can. Do you want to buy some more?
You probably have to.
Right, I'm going to take the ribbon from the fluffy, wrap it around the tile, just so that I've got an anchor point. I also advise, if you're going to take this one off, maybe go and get in shares in some DIY shed somewhere. They're going to run out of white tiles as well.
That's something else to consider. Yeah, they might run out of white tiles. I don't think so.
I doubt it very much. Okay, so that then holds everything down, gives us an anchor point. I can put that in the centre of that and just use those 2 pieces of ribbon to tie it down, like so. And then that will be fluffed up later. Well, actually, I'll do it now, because by the time, normally I would do this later. I would make the bouquet, tie it into the centre, and then fluff the fluffy, because it's easier.
Yeah.
But because of the low ceiling and it doesn't work so well with the camera, I'm going to do it the other way around. I'll fluff this up and finish this off, and then tie it on afterwards. But yeah, for ease, I think you'll find it better if you do this bit last, and literally just fluff it up. Just pull them. These are so much easier to work with than the tissue fluffers.
Yeah.
Tissue ones will do just the same job, and I use them a lot as well.
All right.
But the tool ones are easy because they don't rip, so you can be a little bit less careful about it. Yeah.
I did think you might bring some paper ones to work with this time.
Sorry, next time.
That's all right.
Okay.
I just thought you might do it because obviously you did the tour before and that was such a success.
I did use a paper one before. You have to look back through your own archive.
Which one was that for?
It was a rainbow one under a unicorn head.
Oh, yes, you did.
So, but
well, okay, so I'll take it back.
Okay, nearly there. So most of the time spent on creating this design is the fluffing of the thing, but it is worth it. Right, because what I want also to do is use a few. Remember, we used the little balloon pearls in the last one.
Yeah, they're
I'm going to do
nice.
a similar thing with these this time.
I just very enthusiastically said, yes, I remember. It was only 10 minutes ago that we did it.
Yeah, so it's silly of me to ask
I remember something, yes.
It's silly of me to ask you if you remember, really, wasn't it?
Not really. Sometimes I do forget that quickly.
Right, I'm going to tie a couple of green ribbons through. Colour combination is quite interesting on here, but oh dear, don't do that, health and safety. Use a hand pump. Sorry, guys.
You're quite new to the industry.
I am, yes. Tie it around the ribbon.
If there's anybody new to the industry that thinks Chris really is new to the industry, how many years?
Well, it was 1980 something when I started.
That's before I was born. Not really.
Right, so, sorry, use the hand pump.
Yes, hand pump.
Yeah. Inflate it bigger than you want. Let it down small. Squish it so that the air goes up into the top. Tie it around your ribbon. I'm going to pull it into place so it holds it, and then I tighten the knot and cut it off. Ever so simple.
Yeah.
But it anchors them in nicely. I'll put one more green one around here, then that's enough of that.
And it's just really neat, isn't it? Really
Neat, tidy, no glue, so it's just simple to do. And so instead of having the little pearls hanging from the balloons this time, I've just incorporated them into the fluffy at the base.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your base ready. And then the bouquet above, ooh, that's a little long. Perhaps we can trim that before we do anything else. Better. The bouquet above, I'm just, again, you're going to use 2 orbs and 2 standard foils. And maybe a latex. I'll decide that in a minute. And that will just fly from there.
Okay.
So standard foil, I just want to mention this one. This is the first of a new generation of foils.
Yeah.
Because you'll see that it's got the satin luxe finish around the edge, and then the standard shiny in the middle, and the text is also in satin lux. So it's a contrast between the shiny and the satin. It's rather really nice.
Yeah.
And there's quite a lot of these going to be coming through in different guises.
Yeah.
In the next few months. It's also a new design, pastel confetti. It's very, very on trend. It's nice. It's subtle.
It's
really, really pretty.
Well.
Yeah.
Just like the last design just did. That also is very sophisticated.
It's nice to be able to use that one with everything else. And I'm going to team it with an orb that is from the same range.
Yeah.
But it's almost clear. There's only very minimal print on it, which makes it perfect for infusing with jewel.
Yeah, yeah.
Or anything else you care to put in there. So.
And we did a show on that, BMTV Balloon Basics. I think it was a Basics, wasn't it? Or was it a big show? I can't remember. But
I think it was Basics.
Yes, it was a BMTV Balloon Basics, and how to do that, how to get things inside an Orbz balloon.
So we've got 2 of those,
yep.
Flown on tulle, cluster underneath, tulle inside, put those together. I'm going to use 2 of the standard foils and a latex, and I'll just put those together. Before I do, one thing more I need to do. Just going to inflate the foil and just add that little bow, because there's a quick way of doing that.
Oh.
So let's inflate the balloon.
Using an auto cut-off inflator.
Absolutely, always.
I remember when we first started, we didn't have one of those. For many, many years, in fact.
Yeah.
And we just used a normal latex one. Changed our lives when we got one of those.
Yeah, it seems a very funny thing to say, but it's true. It does. Because you waste you don't pop any balloons
exactly.
after, and it makes a massive difference. It takes away all the nervousness.
Yeah.
So just attach that to your ribbon as you would normally. I do it with my slip knot, and then a little bit of tulle. So you don't need to tie this. We're just literally going to go like that, and then just use the ribbon here to tie it. So I'm not going to tie a bow separately. I'm literally going to zigzag it backwards and forwards, and that's all we need to do. So it just adds that detail and brings the tulle from the base up onto the balloon.
It's all these low-cost little additions that add that value that you can charge more for, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what it's about as far as I'm concerned. It's still just a standard balloon on a ribbon, but we've added a little bit more to it to make it that little bit more special.
Yeah.
So I've assembled the bouquet now and attach it to that.
Okay.
And we'll have to pull back so you can see the full thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that then. The thing I like about this is you've got your mixture of your tulle, you've got your ribbon, the different textures, like we've said already on the foil balloon, latex, Orbz balloons as well. It's just so different to anything you just buy in the high street to start with.
Yeah.
And it's great.
But when you break it down, it's a really simple thing. It's just 2 Orbz, 2 standards and a latex.
Yeah.
With a few extra little bits added. There's no difficult techniques in there.
The hardest part is probably just putting that inside.
Yeah. But once you've perfected that one,
but the rest of it,
very, very simple.
Chris, thank you so much for showing us those. Have you got a question of the week you'd like to ask
he keeps doing this to
me. Have you or not? Shall we?
Okay. No, yes, I have.
Oh, okay.
There is a term that Anagram have used for this technique where the satin and the shiny is on the same balloon. I'm not going to say what it is right now.
Okay, all right.
But I don't actually like it personally. Don't tell the people at Anagram that, but I don't think it's the right word.
Okay.
How would you describe it?
Oh, okay. Great question of the week there. This could potentially, somebody that comes up with something could potentially be what it's going to be called maybe in the future. Who knows?
Who knows?
What would you call a balloon that is a mixture of the satin luxe finish and the standard shiny foil balloon finish? Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Chris, thank you very much once again for that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. See you next time. Bye-bye.